Alright guys, so if you all remember, last snow day we had down here in southern Maryland, I didn't do a whole lot. In fact, pretty sure I mentioned that I sat in my chair all day and caught up on all my YouTube buddies. So I gotta take advantage of this one, you know? So in this episode of Pugliese Speed Shop, we're gonna crank up the heat in the old shop over there and work on everybody's favorite hard body. Alright guys, so I kind of got after a little bit already because I had the heater on here. It's a little loud, so I figured I'd knock some of that out before we, did some recording. So I ended up getting, well actually, tell you what, it's like 25 out, you know? That little heater I got, we kicked it on here, brought it up to like over 50 in, I don't know, half an hour. Pretty sweet. And we're back over here. So, if you guys remember from the last episode, we're doing basic stuff. Tune up and oil change was the plan. And we got it, and that was about it. Because went to pull the distributor cap off, and one of the screws broke off inside. Super corroded. Looked like it could be the original one. The inside of the cap's corroded like crazy, the rotor, all that kind of stuff. And as you see from my workbench behind me, things have gotten out of control. Tried grabbing the little nub that was left with some vice grips after letting penetrating oil get through there. Didn't work. Got a nut on there and tried to weld that in there. It didn't really work at all either. There was a lot of pot metal going on here, and it just wasn't biting. So now I've cut it flat so I can drill a hole in the center and try and get it out that way. But I'll flip the camera around, let you guys see what's going on. Yeah, so if you guys have been hanging around the channel for a little while, you realize that my bench usually does not look like this. Usually a pretty organized guy. But things have gotten out of control. Most recently, we got, well, my favorite tool there, the die grinder, and hey, safety third, guys. Well, actually, we're about to move on to the drill now. At one point, we had the welder out, and this was, believe it or not, my makeshift ground. So, fun fact, you could not get any ground off of here. So, where the screw's broken off through there, I stuck some wire in there, put the nut on it, ran it up here, and put my ground there. It worked, but I just couldn't get, wasn't gripping anything, it wasn't biting anything, this is all, yeah. So, what we did now is we have this guy cut down flush, and put a little punch mark in the center of it, and start drilling. Because nothing else worked. Alright, so I got to give a huge shout out to Megan. Thanks, babe. So, you guys might remember the last video. I mentioned that, she always had like a nice new car, like well maintained, and I always had like some jalopy that I just thought was cool. Same goes for tools, apparently, right? We talk about quality tools on this channel quite a bit. And yeah, Kevin, I get it. Usually it's lack thereof on my part, and this is no different. So I try to keep all my stuff charged up, right? I don't trust this whole cordless thing. I think it's a fad, but everybody tells me now. So, I got even the battery for the truck. I got it on the trickle charger. I got this guy over here, for the drill, apparently the one I had in the drill, Dad not holding the charge. The one I had in the charger held a charge for about 7 to 9 seconds. And then, so what I do? Adapt and overcome, right? So I got the corded drill that I've had for 25, 30 years, and tried to fit that in that. Yeah, that didn't work either. So, knowing that Megan's, she does a lot of work around the house, crafts, all that kind of stuff. I says, hey, let me borrow your drill. So, she meets me outside with her drill and drill bits in the middle of an ice storm. Hell of a woman, And we got her done. I'd still be here messing with all my crap if I didn't humble myself and ask for some help. So like I said, thanks to Megan, we were able to use her quality tools and drill this guy out. I actually had to cut it down and just re-drill the whole hole and then re-tapped it. So we're all set. Now we can finish putting this stuff, a little bit of this stuff, and some of that back in this truck and get on with our lives. Yo, so I was so happy that we got this all done, right? Snap it back in there. We got 1, 2 screws. Look at that. She's good and snugged up. Nice, right? You guys, I screwed something up, right? So what are you thinking? I forgot to put the rotor on, right? No, I did. I put it on. Of course, this is a new one. So that means the old one is inside there. Take 2. All right, so we got the cap off again. There she is. Now let's go over here and get the good one. So here's a good one. Notice first off, it's the same color as the cap. It's not all corroded, right? Here's the one. Look at that thing. That thing is bad. And I tried to put it back in. Yep, I'm an idiot. So here, verifying. There we go. There we go. Put a little screw in there. Let's make sure we can find that now. Oh, here she is. Verifying it on camera so I can, later on I'll be able to sleep better at night, All right, guys. All right, we'll snug that up. Put the cap back on. And then we can move on with our lives. So you guys want to see the world's most annoying tune-up all complete? Of course you do. Why wouldn't you, right? Well, here you go. Shouldn't have been that bad, guys, but as always with this thing, yeah. So we got NGK plugs, NGK wires, WVE, I don't know what that is, but it's pretty highly rated on Rock Auto, cap and rotor. That's about it. It shouldn't have taken as long as it did, but one screw, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, one little screw can just ruin your day, I didn't change the coil. Don't think I need to. But yeah, that's it. She's done, and I think I am for the night too. So that should not have been that bad. It definitely should have taken like an episode and a half, right? But, and you guys that work on stuff know you are always one broken bolt or strip screw or whatever away from having a terrible time. Wasn't so bad. Could have been. It could always be worse, right? It could always be worse. I could still be here messing with it, but she's done. We got that done. We got a couple more things to work on, but I'm not doing it tonight. Let's swap the belt out, and I'm already looking at that adjuster on there. That looks like it's going to be fun. O2 center, PCV valve, oil change, air filter. And we're going to knock that out tomorrow because it's getting a little late at night. And not a surprise, I'm getting hungry, right? And yeah, we're going to call it for the night. Like I said, look forward to tomorrow because there's a good amount of corrosion on that belt adjuster. And I already soaked her down. Hopefully, that's all we needed. And, well, fingers crossed for tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, so let's just
We'll pretend it's the next day, all right? Don't worry about it. So I go to the store, grab a couple things, and one of them is this guy right here. O2 sensor socket, right? So we're always talking about quality tools and the right tool for the right job and all that kind of stuff. So I figured maybe I'll practice what I preach. And actually went on and grabbed it. See, it's got a little thing for the wire, which I've always thought these things, they gotta kind of be weakened with that, you know, and kind of spread a little bit, especially because these things are usually, you know, rusted into the side of this. But, well, we'll see how it goes. I sprayed a little, you know, on there. Hopefully that works. Let it get in there a little bit. I did watch a video, and the guy had a different type one, kind of like a crow's foot looking one, and it was, he was getting his ass whipped with it. And I feel his pain because I also own this this wonderful Hardbody right here, right? So I get it, guy. So hopefully I got the different one, and hopefully that works. If not, I'm just going to cut the wire and cram a 7/8 deep well on there and call it a day. Hopefully that works. We'll see. What else? I sprayed a whole bunch of stuff on the belt adjuster, which is basically just for the alternator because there's only the one belt on here. We'll let that get in there again. Hopefully that's not a problem. And we got this oil leak. And pretty sure I figured out where it's coming from. I'd say you wouldn't believe it, but if you guys been watching anything on the Hardbody, you know, it strikes again, guys, you know? So you'll probably believe it. But, all right, we're going to let that soak a little bit. And you guys see, I actually cleaned up the bench here a little bit, too. So now I can actually function more like I like to do. And see what happens. Well, remember what I told you guys, right? So this adjustment point is right, well, it was right there. I pulled it all off. We got her swapped out. Brand new belt on there. There's, it's pretty easy. So, oh yeah, you guys see right there where it's supposed to go. Loosen that up, and then underneath this alternator, there's a 14 millimeter bolt, which is right over. Okay, pay no attention to this. Hey, this is a classic. Seemed like a good idea at the time. I don't know how it's showing up on camera. It looks terrible. But cool rims, just not for this application. Luckily, I got a smoking deal on them, and they'll fit something else. So, let's see here. So I can show you guys where this is at. There you go. Pretty simple. Yep, this is working out well. There we go. This guy. Loosen that guy. That's your pivot point. That's a 14 millimeter. And then there's a bolt that goes this way. That's your adjustment back and forth. After you loosen up the one that goes in that way, they're both 12 millimeter. They're both right here. So, well, that's one part of it. So you guys seeing the trend continues. I was worried about this, and I mean, I just got a couple turns and then boop. So we'll see if we can salvage this. And yeah. Well, guys, got some good news. We got it off here. Went over, took the whole ensemble over there, the grinder, ran it through the wire wheel. This was in there, and put a wrench here and ran it off till it came off the top. Cleaned it up real good, got all the corrosion. Well, did I miss some? Yep, I'll run it through the grinder again, or the wire wheel. So now, I went through my pre-X looking for a bolt like this. Went through all this. Nope. You know why, right, guys? Because this son of a bitch is using all my spare hardware. So, yeah, I got nothing. And I'm looking at this guy. And see, I'm going to run it through the wire wheel, but I'm going to probably run a tap over it afterwards because, man, it's getting a little chewed up. Might replace that one too. And I think we're done for the night because, well, I can't do anything there. So I can't put this and this back together. And the oil drain is on this side, so you see, truck kind of. So that's not going to work. So, and well, let me show you too. And with the rest of the luck I've been having, I don't even want to start the oil change at, whatever, 9, 10 o'clock at night. The way everything else here goes. So, oh yeah, fun fact. That O2 sensor is in there. And just as I suspected, when I put some torque on this here, that spread. And tried to strip out, but I wouldn't let it. So I'm going to take the 7/8 regular deep well, cram it on there and get her done. But you guys want to take a guess who doesn't have a 7/8 deep well 6-point socket? That's right, this guy. So we're going to wait for that to run. So I got to get a socket, I got to get some hardware, and I told you guys I'm going to show you about where I thought this leak was coming from. So where's it at here? We can find it. There's a little gap right there. You guys see that? It goes all the way around the valve cover. And you see that bolt there? Notice how it's not even flush to the valve cover? Yeah. All the way around this. Let me show you guys what's going on here. All right, let's see here. All right, watch this, guys. Oh, what? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's pretty awesome, right? This one's not even run down, guys. Watch this. Just to run it down. Are you serious right now? That finally run down snug. And it's every single one. Same way, watch this. So, a little concerned as to what was going on in there, but we've heard it run, so we're going to just snug those all up and forget about it, I think. Unless we start hearing some crazy noises or something, then we'll know where to look at. But yeah, so I'm pretty positive that's the cause for the oil leak, because it was fine, there was no leak, and then we ran it, and it's coming down right back there. So we're going to chalk that up to that, and I'm going up to the house. And then I'll come down tomorrow we'll put this guy all back together, we'll torque all those down, we'll get the O2 sensor out, we'll change the oil, and well, then we'll fire it up and make sure that that little stutter and all that stuff is gone. All right. Well, guys, it's the next day, back down the shop. And as I was getting everything together to start, shoot over to the store and get everything I had to get, came upon an epiphany. I realized that it's Friday, right? So you guys are supposed to be seeing this video shortly, hopefully. And I'm nowhere near done with this thing. And for me to think that I'm going to go grab everything from the store that I need, a couple of things, right? Some hardware and a socket that I probably should have already had. It's, I'd be an idiot to think I'm going to come back, throw that stuff together, and it's going to go on problem-free, right? And, take the 20 minutes it should take and we'd be done. I mean, more of an idiot than I was the day I bought this thing. You know what I mean? So we're not going to do that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to rush it. Right? Things I'm always telling you guys not to do. Right? I'm going to rush it. And I'm going to end up breaking something else. Because, I mean, if you're watching, you know why I feel that way, right? If you follow along anyways. So we're not going to do that. We're going to slow it down. Which, can you go any slower? Because this is taking some time, and it shouldn't have. But yeah, we're going to slow down a little bit, and we're going to go get the parts and get the tools I need. And you're going to have to wait till next week to see if it all works out, or to see if this thing continues to kick my ass. But, I gotta say this here. If you read the comments from last week, there was a certain guy in there, Kevin, who said $10 that I was gonna have to swap out the distributor. Easy for me to say, right? So anybody that took Kevin up on that there, let me know, and I'll get you $10 from him, because I didn't have to do that. Not yet, anyways. Maybe I shouldn't count my chickens yet, right? So this thing continues to just throw curveballs, right? And it's the little things, right? I mentioned it before that somebody cared about this thing. Somebody took care of it for most of its life. I'm thinking we don't know a lot about the truck. We've talked about that before. So what I think is a guy that originally had it, took really good care of it, probably had it 15, 20 years, something, whatever. Was it 92? Yeah, it's old. 92 is what, 30? Son of a bitch. 92 was 30 years ago. That's terrible. Okay, anyways. And then probably sold to somebody that just bought it for some transpo and didn't really care. And then I think they just wrote it out, and then started having problems. And then tried to fix everything after it all broke, and it was ignored for who knows how long. Because it's got new brakes. It's got new shocks. Said the interior looks really good, other than the dash that, that's going to happen in Florida especially. It was taken care of for the most part. And now we're getting the things that, things that weren't maintained. So bolts are stuck and snapping off and stuff like that. And that's what happens. So that's why you got to continue. If you just continually take care of stuff, you won't have this happen. You buy somebody else's project and there's usually a reason they got rid of it, right? Let's call it what it is. But us going through all this and making sure this is all good and everything else is a reason that when we're finally done, this is going to be a quality little truck. Now, it takes somebody, and I'm not saying that I'm great by any stretch, okay? But I don't need the vehicle. So it's not like I got to get it done now and drive it. So I can work on it and then say, forget it. And come back to it. A lot of guys can't do that. I'm lucky enough that it's not my daily driver by any stretch, as you guys know, so that helps. Somebody that can take the time, doesn't mind taking an ass whipping, and got good viewers like you guys to watch the whole thing happen. So as it continues to unravel in front of us, I'm going to start by cleaning this up, because that's terrible again. And then I'm going to shoot down to the hardware store and get all the stuff I need. And next week, I'm not going to say it's going to be good and done, but next week you're going to be entertained, because if it's not good, I'm going to get a good beating. So make sure you guys are liking, sharing, subscribing, ringing the bell, telling the friends. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.